I want to give all praises and honors to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who are teaching this truth and sincerity, and to all the hopeful elect, waking us up to who we are as a nationality, because we're in that time right now that we have to wake up as to who we are. We got to stop drinking with the drunken and eating these abominable foods such as pork and crab and all these other abominable things. But we got to come back to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, which is the whole reason why we were exiled from Israel, Yashala, and we got to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments, because the commandments were given to we, the Hebrew Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israel. The commandments were not given to anyone else. No one else can come into the fold. You have the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans that make up Hebrew Israelites, but among that you have the scattered sheep who may not necessarily look like, but their fathers are. And how can you tell if the person's an Israelite? Well, by the Spirit. You got to test the Spirit first. You know, there are many confusion of faces, people that don't look like black Latinos or Native Americans, but you have to try the Spirit. So, you know, we're waking up now as to who we are, you know, and we're coming back to the name of the Father and of the Son, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ. But want to establish how we were cut off from being a nation is right here in the book of Psalms 83. So I'll start right there. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a turment, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against my people. Thus, all these nations that conspired and put us into slavery and consulted against thy hidden ones, again when they crossed out our faces and put theirs up, the Edomites, you know, showing that they were God, that they were the Israelites. You know, the greatest fraud today are those that are in the state of Israel that call themselves Jews. And the word Jew is to describe the kingdom of Judah, you know, and to be ish is to be like. So they are like, but they are not. So they said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be in remembrance, be no more in remembrance. And that's what happened to us. And now you've got these imposters, these Khazars, pretended to be us. You know, pretty much we had forgotten who we were. For they have consulted together with one another, they are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarites, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek. And we talk a lot about the Amalekites, because those are the Khazars right now that are in the state of Israel, you know, that call themselves Israelis. The Philistines were the inhabitants of Tyre. So again, you know, this is what happened to us. And so we've been scattered and abroad, you know. And we forgot as to who we are when we were put into slavery under Babylon the Great back in 1492. You know, when Christopher Columbus set sail and claimed to discover this place. But he really was just finding out where we were. And pretty much was a hitman for Esau. And that's how we got wiped out. And, you know, it's only now in the latter days that we'd be brought back to remember who we are. You know, that we are in this valley of dry bones. So I'm going to jump down to Ezekiel chapter 37. Starting in verse 1. The hand of Yahweh was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of Yahweh and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones. Again, this is talking about the place of Sodom and Egypt spiritually. America, Babylon the Great, and caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were many laid in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these dry bones live? And I answered, O Yahweh, thou knowest. And he said unto me, Prophesy unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of Yahweh. And so that's what's happening right now. You know, we're being woken up as to who we are as a people. You know, they were in Confederate to say that the name of Yasharahla be remembered no more. But here we are today, waking up as to who we are as a people. You know, these 12 tribes of Yasharahla are right here in North and South America. And, you know, they call us indigenous, they call us all kinds of names, except who we are. We're waking up as to who we are. And so, jump down to verse 10. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and thy breath came into them, and they lived and stood up upon their feet, an exceeding great army. You know, thus let's talk about the elders and apostles, a great millstone, and what it's become today. You know, started back in the late 70s, and here we are today. You know, at the very end of that, we've been prophesying that this technology would be implanted under the skin or in the forehead, and we're seeing that today. You know, the microchip, the mark of the beast. We see that it's being out here and it's being pushed, and this is it. We've been prophesying this would happen for years, and we're seeing it unfold. You know, I'm going to jump down here to verse 16. Moreover, thou son of man, take thy one stick and write upon it, for Judah and for the children of Yasharahla, his companions. Then take another stick and write upon it, for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Yasharahla and his companions. Again, it's talking about the northern and southern kingdom coming together. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Then among that, you have confusion of faces, all coming together in this truth. And join them one unto another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, Wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by these? Say unto thee, Thus saith Yahweh, Behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Yasharahla, his fellows, and put them with them, and even unto the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand. And the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in thine hand before their eyes. And that's what's happening. We're coming together as a people. And we're prophesying the downfall of America, Babylon the Great, that this system, this entire Babylonian system is about to go down. We've been declaring this for some time, you know. Here these prophecies have been speaking. And yet, you know, only the elect are going to understand that. You know, that's why, quite honestly put, you know, you've never seen such blindness. You know, people are blind as to what's going on because they were blinded on purpose. Because Yahweh himself had blinded them. Because these are the same people reincarnated that did not accept then. They didn't accept the teachings of Yahweh Shai and wanted to quickly crucify him. They didn't want to come back and repent. And they wanted to follow every other philosophy, you know. And you see that happening today. It's all the same thing over and over again. So, we're watching everything unfold. And so, you know, been a couple days since the eclipse, and you know, that should be a sign for everyone that this place is about to go down. You know, this system isn't going to last much longer. You know, you can see it. The economy, it ain't growing, it's decreasing. People are backing out of the dollar because they're seeing it's about to collapse. This petrodollar, they're losing the war in the Middle East. You know, all these countries are turning against Babylon the Great for what they've done in Syria. They don't want to follow it anymore. America makes many promises. Well, what's really become of it, you know, with the takedown of Libya and Iraq? What really has happened there? Have they been prosperous? No. It's chaos all the time. It's whatever policies America wants to put. And they want America out. They want America out of Syria, out of Iraq, out of Libya. Putin has declared a new world order. And his world order does not include America, Babylon the Great. So all these nations are coming together and are soon going to come against the whore, Babylon the Great, America. And we're seeing it. So I'm going to jump down here into Revelation chapter 17. Starting in Revelation 17, verse 1. And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, and I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth on many waters. We know this is talking about America, Babylon the Great, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. Thus the philosophies and American policies. The whole world has had to follow this, or else. So he carried me away in the spirit of the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. This is again talking about the UN NATO, which the horse sitteth in the middle of. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet, colored and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Thus, America, Babylon the Great. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and the abominations of the earth. And I saw the woman drink with the blood of the saints and the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. In other words, this place had taken down the tribe of Gad, tribe of Judah, tribe of Ephraim. Had taken them all down. This place, you know, and no other places had this kind of power. And the angel said unto me, Where didst thou marvel? I tell you the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carrieth her, which had the 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast that thou saw was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. Thus this happened when, you know, the Roman Empire went into perdition, but then they came back in 1492, and is pretty much here today, known as the EU, the UN NATO, and of course this place, America's, came out of this. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the Lamb's book of life from the foundation of the world, where they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. And here is wisdom, which hath wisdom. The 7 heads and are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. Thus, the power structure of the world, the UN, NATO, United Nations, and of course the EU. This is the main governing place. And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th and is of the 7th and goeth into perdition. And again, this happened back in 1492. You know, came back out of perdition, and is pretty much here today. You know, and we're about to see that come to its end. You know, that this whole system is about to collapse. And it's collapsing because the Most High himself is the one that's causing the collapse to happen. is causing all these nations to come against the policies of Babylon the Great. And we're just seconds away from things really kicking off. World War III is about to kick off. You know, all these nations have the weapons. And, you know, most people over here think that that's never going to happen. You know, this place is invincible. But we most assuredly declare that this will happen. You know, and when this happens, this is after the elect have been reached. Obviously, we haven't been sealed yet. You know, you got so many out here that are getting this, but they're not going out and teaching. You know, and that was a rebuke to me too. Go out here and teach. You know, our people are lost because they don't know who they are. Do you really expect Esau to tell them who they are? Absolutely not. For years, people have been made to worship the image of Cesare Borgia, who they call Jesus Christ. And yet, it's not the true biblical image of Yahweh Shai at all. You know, he does not have light woolly hair, and he does not have dark skin. This image of Cesare Borgia is not the Mashiach at all. You know, so many people have been blinded by the plantation Christianity, and they ain't going to teach. They ain't going to teach the truth, because it contradicts everything that they've been teaching. This word contradicts everything that we've been taught. John 3:16 is talking about the elect of Israel, of Yashahala. For he so loved his people, that his people through him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Was not talking about the entire world. If he was going to save the entire world, then why would he need to destroy it? Why would he even created the nation of Yashahala, you know, to be a separate people? But 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed too, because they didn't repent then, and they're not going to repent now. They have to be brought back through the elect, the first fruits. Blessed are they that come into the first resurrection. And hopefully we're part of that. You know? So I want to give all praises to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, and hopefully this thing will grow soon. You know, as I'm going to probably change streets soon. You know, maybe. You know, we'll just see what happens. But hope y'all were edified and blessed by this, as hopefully more will be encouraged to come out here and teach. Shalom.